little lower.
Alright, what's up, y'all? This is Carmen Simmons, the CEO and founder of InStyleLiner.com. Now, the holiday season is usually a little bit slower than normal, and so it's kind of hard to book guests because everybody is celebrating. It's Christmas, then it's going to be New Year's. So I figured we might as well go ahead and do a season recap on my new podcast, Talking Shit. Now, get your red cups because this is going to be a very interesting conversation because I have as the first guest my co-executive producer and my cast member on InStyling Uncut, Mr. Arturo Ayers Jr. Woo! Now, I'm also
good.
live on TikTok, so they can't see you yet. But when I ask you a question, I'm going to flip the camera. So, guys, you'll see who it is in a minute. And this first segment is brought to you by our non-sponsor, who we hope will be a future sponsor, Black Leaf Vodka. So that's what's in my red cup, our non-sponsor, Black Leaf Vodka. Black Leaf Vodka. Arturo, are you sipping?
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm sipping Black Leaf all day. And it's smooth too, Carmen Simmons. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
That's right.
To be on, your new, podcast Talking Shh. Let's go.
Well, I'm behind the camera all the time, so I usually have a whole ton of stuff to say, but I can't because I'm producing. So what I do is I have a little blackboard or a whiteboard that's a little Sharpie on it, and I just be scribbling all these questions, trying to get my host to answer and ask questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. But I was like, you know what? Let me just put up a really relaxed platform where you could just talk that talk, talk your ish.
Yeah.
And it's really not about, I don't want to know your life story. I'm not about to ask you when you started in music. I don't care about your kindergarten class.
Hell no.
Not unless it's in reference to something that we talking about, like one of the subjects that we're going to go over today.
So I'm not pressured to be
No.
Okay.
No.
I like this too because the vibe is crazy. I it's
just in the house, sit back.
Yeah.
So you might see me at different locations, but it's always going to be a really informal, relaxed environment.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So we just wrapped up season 2. The mid-season break is what we're on. So that means that we are going to come back and it's still going to be season 2 on Fox Soul because we have a lot that we still have to continue to show. Storylines that have to continue to evolve.
Facts.
And I know everybody is waiting for that because listen, a couple of things went down this season, so let's get into that real quick.
What happened? Let's get into it.
Before we talk about what's going on in the world, because last night I saw something so crazy on Carlos King's podcast, but we're going to get to that because it's a lot.
Oh, that's the reality. Yeah, exactly.
Reality TV going crazy right now,
Carlos
right?
King, yeah. Shout out Carlos King. Dope.
Carlos King at OWN.
Yeah, at OWN, yeah.
But
shout out Oprah Winfrey. The big dog.
See,
the
I
biggest.
got into this because of my love for talk show hosts. We saw Wendy recently. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of hot topics. We saw Wendy Williams out.
You got the red cup, I got the white cup.
I mean, I'm about to be buzzing. My Black Leaf got me buzzing.
Let's go.
So we saw Wendy Williams out. I love Wendy Williams.
Okay.
I used to listen to Wendy Williams on the radio in New York. So I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn.
Shout out Brooklyn. Let's go.
She was probably the first host that I've ever heard be so messy. Now, I grew up with Wendy Williams, Jenny Jones, Sally Jesse, Jerry Springer. I failed my biology class in college 2 times because we were watching Jerry Springer in the morning, and it was the same time as class, and we weren't going to class. We were watching Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. They used to be whooping each other ass on Jerry Springer.
Biological science at Clark Atlanta University.
But do you think Jerry Springer was real? You think that was real? Did it start off real?
I think it might have started off real. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Jerry Springer was real? I think it started off real, and then maybe it started to get a little bit scripted, but not completely scripted. I think that Jerry's team was producing the hell out of it. As a matter of fact, I think there's a documentary on Netflix that I need to watch. I think so. But back to your question, I do think that it may have been real in the beginning and then start to really just get produced.
Yeah.
But I will never forget this one particular episode. This is the first time, guys.
Which one?
It's the first time that I had any inkling of like the trans community.
And you know what? I wonder, was Jerry Springer gay or was he bisexual? Because Jerry Springer was always heavy with the gays and the trans before it was like went major on television. Like Jerry Springer was like pushing that envelope. You know, it was like it was funny, it was comical, but it was some serious moments too. It was some disgraceful moments too. I remember they had Big Steve bodyguard. You know, like it was wild.
Jerry definitely was providing the platform for people in the LGBTQ community to come outside. So, and shout out to Zigzag, because that's just so you light up.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Zigzag.
Zigzag
you
is
know, I only smoke with
also
Zigzags.
one of our non-sponsors that we hope to sponsor.
All day.
Talking shit. Now we spell it SHH because we know we're going to get bleeped out, so it's really talking shh.
Yeah, talking shh.
Yeah, talking shh. But you guys know what I mean. So
and while we shouting out, shout out my book. I just want to help build. Let's go.
Shameless plugs.
Listen.
Plugs. But let's
go.
get back to Jerry. So I will never forget. I was going to class that morning. I was dressed to go out the door, but I stopped in my tracks when there was a couple on the stage. Very gorgeous black woman and this black guy. Okay. And she brought him on Jerry Springer to tell him
the wildest stuff they used to be coming on.
She was a man.
Oh, nah. Like how?
Oh.
But why right there though?
I don't know. I guess they thought talk shows was a safe place to, because you know what I think? If you did it on a talk show and then you got beat up, everyone in the world that seen Jerry Springer would know who did it or why. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they felt like it was a safe place because if I get beat up, it's because this person is mad that I brought them on Jerry Springer. Not thinking that maybe it's a trigger, because if it was somebody who was willing to like still mess with you even though you just told them that you were trans, now you put them on blast on TV, and so you know that's a lot. I
don't think that a lot of that was staged, honestly. I think those people were living like that. And if you trans, you trans. If you gay, you gay. You bisexual, you bisexual. You know, whatever you are. You know, straight, you straight. Listen. You know, it is what it is.
Was true. I think the story was 100% true. I just think that maybe, you know, there was a lot of producing in the background, though.
Okay.
But when she did that, the guy went to attack her. Now, the whole time she's talking in like a female voice. She's talking really high pitched and soft. But when he went to attack her, she ran down into the audience.
The ass.
And Steve, remember Steve?
Oh, Big Steve.
With the bald head. Yeah, so Steve was in the audience. Yeah. He was trying to, you know, he's trying to calm things down and keep
classic.
He was trying to keep dude from hitting her. And then she, all of a sudden, this is what stopped me in my tracks because I was getting ready for class. She all of a sudden took out her man voice and was like, I'm still a man.
Wow. Took you out.
Yo. I fell out. Yo. She was beautiful. Yeah. She was a beautiful woman.
Yeah. T.S. Madison.
Yes, she was T.S. Madison before T.S. Madison.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm still a man.
Shout out RuPaul, too.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out RuPaul. That was, shout out to the legend that opened it up, I believe, Maddie, for the T.S. Madisons. She's
often on his show because he has a whole drag show. He has a show dedicated to that community, and they listen.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. You know what? I was in L.A. I never forget. I don't know if I ever shared the story with you. I was in L.A.
Okay.
And I was to stay on.
Let me turn the live over for you.
Yeah, all day. I mean, listen, I was in LA. I was, working in LA. I used to live in LA for about 5 years.
Okay.
And in Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard, anybody know Santa Monica Boulevard is an amazing block. LGBTQ is heavy, as they should be. Amazing block. And they've done a lot of work. I mean, so much that you can learn being on that. But I used to stay right there at the Marriott. Downstairs was the breakfast spot. I think it was a Kitchen 24. Hash browns. Okay, pancake. I was staying right there, and I just loved it. It was a Starbucks on the corner. Anybody that know me know I need my Starbucks in the morning. Double toasted cheese, Danish, iced soy latte. You know what I'm saying? Extra shot. Let's go.
Latte. He's not
Starbucks.
right without the latte.
Starbucks all day. But I saw RuPaul coming out of one of the stores. And of course it was
RuPaul?
Yeah, it was one of the stores now. It was one of the stores. They had thongs in the windows there. It was getting loud. But it was RuPaul. And, bald head RuPaul, legend RuPaul, walking around. And I was like stuck. I'm like, you know what? Shout out. Like, so, you learn a lot in LA. Just an amazing place. One of my many stories, but yeah. I got a Mike Tyson story too. A Mike Tyson story right across the street from the Mondrian years ago. All right, I'm gonna say that's an exclusive. Maybe that's on Patreon.
Wait.
Maybe that's on my Patreon.
Okay, we'll hold that story because Mike Tyson just recently had a fight, and we were up in here. We were up in here trying to see this fight, and we really was rooting for Mike.
Yeah.
And we really thought he was about to whoop some ass.
I didn't get it.
And I feel like he was just dancing around the ring. So we'll say that for the Patreon.
Shout out to the legend Mike Tyson all day. Legend. And that's, that's y'all Brooklyn, y'all Brownsville all day. Listen, I'm Jersey. Shout out to New Jerusalem, Brick City. You already know, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised, you know what I'm saying? Listen, Beth Israel born. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't remember where I was going with the story before we started talking about, Wendy Williams. That's right. Wendy Williams, guys. Mm-hmm. Wendy Williams. So we saw Wendy Williams come out. She stepped outside. First we saw her at the chicken spot. She pulled up at a chicken spot in a black car in Fort Lauderdale. And this is amid the announcement from her. She's under, the care of someone appointed by the state.
Okay.
And this person said that she was incapacitated, that her sickness had grew to a level of Wendy being incapacitated. That she's unfortunately, we have not seen Wendy since the documentary.
Now, why? Why
that
do you
was
think?
On Lifetime.
But why do you think Wendy? And I gotta, of course, I've always been a Wendy's fan, Wendy Williams fan.
She's a Jersey girl.
Yeah, Jersey girl. I mean, come on, West Orange, right up the hill, like West Orange too. So Wendy Williams, shout out everything, yeah. But I'm like, listen, what happened? I wonder what happened. Was it business? Was it the husband? Allegedly, I don't know. What happened? Was it the success? Is it just life?
I don't think that we will ever truly know what began the decline of Wendy Williams, because she was going through so much at one time. She was going through the divorce with Kevin. Kevin actually had a baby with someone else while still married to Wendy Williams. We know that she's been a long time, alcoholic, drug use. I think not much. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if we've heard about the alcohol so much until now, mostly the drug use.
But why do you think that happened? Was it the partying over the years?
I think it's just the pressure of the industry. It's partying at first. I think it also becomes the pressure. She's always in the limelight because she is someone who is bringing you hot topics, but she's giving you the tea. She's giving you the things that you don't know. She's winning with her ear to the streets. Yeah. And people have threatened her like Diddy. Allegedly, and she'll say it, she would have said it, he ran her up out of New York. She had to go and leave New York and go work in Philadelphia. So, I think that, remember her iconic interview with Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
I can listen to that.
Yeah. And she didn't hold back. She gave it to Whitney, and Whitney gave it back to her.
I can listen to her
Whitney gave it back to her.
Wendy Williams and Whitney Whitney Houston is the most iconic interview I have ever heard. But when we saw Wendy Williams on Halloween pass out in that Statue of Liberty costume,
man.
I think that was the beginning of the downfall.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we will ever truly know what made her, if she started using drugs again, if she was drinking more, start drinking more. I don't know if it was even one thing.
Or you think that people like are taking her money? Is that it? That she was losing money and started drinking there? You know, because when you're trying to keep up in this industry, you got, you know, you're the legend, but it's a lot that goes into that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of brain power. You need a off day, a off week, a off month, but you don't have that. Yeah. And then she has to deliver. You know, I believe it was her production company that was, in business too. So it's a lot of pressure there. This is a black woman, high on the totem pole. She's setting the bar. Let's be clear. Wendy Williams set the bar. Black, white, like, come on. It ain't, everybody was in there. Gay, come on, like, bi, everything. Everybody was in there. Christian, Jew, whatever. You in there. This is Wendy Williams. Like, are we here? This is Wendy Williams.
Totally. But you know what? She was, Wendy Williams, I think, was having a slow decline. And what we got to witness it on television through her talk show. And I think the last thing to kind of really just kind of kick her while she was down is that actual documentary. Even though she did authorize it. So at some point, she was still in her right mind. She did authorize it. But I don't think that Wendy knew that we were going to see her in that light.
It felt that she didn't know everything. Of course, there are a lot of producers, story producers,
well, on InStyleInner.com, I tried to get that publicist. I wanted to interview the publicist immediately because I didn't understand why she was kind of. It seemed that she was enabling her. Now I know that she's fucking Wendy Williams, right? And if Wendy tells you to do something, you do it. But if she was not in her right mind and she was being driven by drugs and alcohol, I think that you have to use your discretion to be like, no, I can't.
But she was hired to do a job. Like, let's not forget about that.
But if I don't know, you got to use your discretion. I think you got to use your discretion because you obviously know that there's something bigger going on here. And we have to protect the queen because she is the queen
all day
of messy media, okay?
I'm gonna ask you a question. So, Carmen, do you think women would like to see Wendy back on television, even at this age? Do you think she could do something would it be a podcast? Would it be, TV, regular format TV? Like, how do you see it? In the studio? Is it on the street? Where is it at? Is it in New York where we are now? Or is it in Atlanta? Is it in, LA? Like, where are you?
Well, let's be clear. Wendy not being on television has nothing to do with her age, And Oprah is significantly, I think, older than Wendy. Maybe not significantly, but at least a good 10, right?
I love Oprah.
So I don't think it has anything to do with her age. It's about her health and with her mental health and her physical health.
Yeah.
And I think that if we had all of those faculties in order, she would have never left television. And if she can come back, she would either come back to TV, podcast, or radio. I don't care what capacity it's in. I would love to see her. Hell, even a reality show. Show. Like, who's taking care of Wendy? Because they did say that she was ill, and now we've seen her now pop up at her son's graduation. And it was
Wendy, so shout out. We'll produce your reality show. We'll co-venture that with your production company. We'll do it right. You already know. We moving. We shaking and baking. We see the vision. And we gonna do it right, Queen. And you ain't lost nothing. You back at it. You the biggest. Let's go. Ain't nobody. First of all, who is taking the spot? There isn't, so what are we talking about right now?
Space.
So it's right now. It's right now. It's right now.
So that leads me to, InStyleInner Uncut, because we are showing the behind the scenes of InStyleInner.com, and there were two cast members who are media personalities at InStyleInner.com that I felt could maybe move into a Wendy Williams-like space.
All day.
One being from season 1, Shayla Ray.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
she's definitely a personality who does not mind getting straight to the juice, getting straight to the business at hand. I don't want to lollygag. Like I said, I don't want to lollygag with asking you, how did you enjoy your kindergarten class?
I felt she could have been sharper though. Shayla could be a little more edgy. It's a growing process.
Though. Wendy didn't start out the queen that she is now.
She got to be hungry. She need to bite. You know what I'm saying? Like shock value, bite. You know, like
she's a shock jock, but you have to grow to having the kahunas to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I do think Shayla was on her way, and then
I can give you that. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Then the next person who was actually I felt on the show was her biggest rival, which was Saint CJ, who was formerly Jonesy at Bossip.
Yeah.
But
she was dope.
I don't know. She also kind of softened up her shock value. She started to not ask the questions in the same manner as which I thought that she would, which was that personality that was formerly at Bossip. Because that was her role over there, right? Yeah. So I don't know. She came over there and StyleAtlanta.com and got a little soft, except for when it had to do with Shayla, because Shayla was doing her Wendy thing and digging up the dirt.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's what they on a reality show. That's the given. It's reality. Right. I'm sharing my life story, my stories. It is what it is. We in entertainment. Listen, we got cameras around us. Listen.
All the time.
And reality television should be entertaining. It should be real. It should be entertaining. It should be that, I get that. I don't get that. You should have a point. Listen, I'm in the industry, you know what I'm saying? So it's about ruffling feathers. We're in entertainment. So maybe you're in a different industry. There are different shows. There are different things. Listen, it's go time, baby.
Arturo, you ruffle all the feathers.
I just want to help build.com, so I came for it, like there it is,
Arturo, let's talk about you real quick. We've got 10 more minutes in this segment. Okay. Because you just mentioned a key word, key phrase, ruffling feathers. Did you come to Style Atlanta Uncut to ruffle the feathers? Because we've had countless conversations with all of the cast members about reality TV. And we also figured that there was a given knowledge about reality TV and the understanding that as nice and sweet as everyone can be and is, in order for us to have a good show and actually have viewers want to watch and not think that we're boring, is that we have to have an element of drama. Or reality shows have an element of drama.
Why would someone watch it?
Right.
Why would they take time out of their day? They're working a job. They're doing whatever they're doing. They're gifting and blessing us on just watching a piece of our lives. Is it not supposed to be entertaining? Is it not supposed to be tear-jerking? I mean, like, what are we talking about? We would be doing the audience, our people, our culture an injustice. I can't do that. That's just not me. And that's not what we set out to do. This is Real Money In. This is your company. It's an OcuSeries. We're an OcuSeries. This is about a business. This is about building a brand, scaling up a company. This is real. Doing deals with corporations, maintaining deals with corporations, everything that goes into it, the highs, the lows. Listen, everything. Yo, shout out Zigzag right now. I'm just saying, listen. This is, come on. Like,
shout out to our non-sponsor, Black Leaf Vodka, because this segment is getting
and I got bottles.
I'm trying to get.
I got bottles, Black Leaf Vodka. Where we at?
I'm trying to figure out what Arturo's actual mission here was, because he ruffled.
Shout out Big Lighters too.
He ruffled a lot of feathers on Style Atlanta Uncut this season. So, yes, we talk to the cast in advance. Every time we're about to film, we talk to them about what element of drama are we okay with showing on the show? And what can we talk about? And then they talk to story producers and they tell them. And the story producers get together and they plan where we're going to shoot, what we're going to shoot, who's going to shoot. And what happens, right?
Yeah. It's supposed to.
It's supposed to. But what what kept happening with us is that what we thought would happen didn't happen, but then maybe nothing happened.
Okay, that's something.
And so I think that is because sometimes it's hard. It's hard to see yourself on television, or while you're in the midst of filming, you are trying to edit yourself.
Yeah, it's real.
And if you are trying to edit yourself, then we are not actually capturing authenticity, which is what is so important for good reality TV.
Yeah.
It just happened more than once, over and over again, and we all have to learn from these lessons as producers, right?
And shout out Mona Scott for paving the way for us. Shout out Andy Cohen, because
Real Housewives franchise.
I mean Carlos King. I mean so many
who came from the Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives.
Executives. I mean at WeTV. Shout out Deb Antony. Shout out so many people. James DuBose. Shout out Fox Soul. Shout out Fox. Shout out Dish Nation. Shout out Fox Houston, Fox DC, Fox Atlanta. It's so many great stories and a reality to what they all do as executives. So imagine if you had a camera behind your biggest show, Wendy Williams show. You got so much. The morning, what time these people get up in the morning? These are not people that are just laying around. What time are they in the airports flying out? Pre-production, post-production, all of these people. It wouldn't, we talk about Wendy. What would it be without the editor, without the music, without the story producers, without the executive producers, without the creator, without the network, the partnerships, the advertisements, all of these things have to flow in harmony. And of course, the direct pricking to the audience. We like, those things resonated with us.
Hell yeah. So listen, it is very important that we continue the season with all of the players that are happy, willing, and wanting to share their authentic stories.
Yeah, and it costs too.
Because it costs a lot.
It costs too. It costs a lot, and then it ain't just like a couple $100 and $50. It's $500. This $1,000. No, it costs more than $50,000.
Our company pays for production through Invisible Ink. And each season,
it is a grand opportunity
to get the most out of every single dollar spent.
That's it. And
it pains me when I feel like everyone that is participating is not really giving all that they can give. Because
listen.
The reason for the show is that I know their stories. InStyle Atlanta started 10 years ago. Now, I had an entity before that with some of the same people, but InStyleAtlanta.com started in December of 2013, actually. So
how many years is that?
That's 11 years.
So that's 11 years. Okay, but when did you think about, when was the inception of the company? When did you get the idea? I know you went to school, Clark Atlanta University. You graduated in TV production.
You know what? We're going to come right back.
Okay.
Because we need to regroup.
All right.
So shout out to our non-sponsor, Blackleaf.
And ZigZagSupply.com.
And hold on. We'll be right back.
Hold on. Get my book too. Get my book.
We'll be right back. We're going to go from the TikTok lives. Say peace to the TikTok live.
Peace.
And when we come back, I'm going to answer that question.
All right? I'm taking the piss break.
This is Talking Shh with Carmen Simmons and Arturo. I'll see you soon.